Hi, I'm Perry, and in this week's video, I want to talk to you about overwhelm. So we all get overwhelmed, and if you think about it, what is overwhelm? What is it? To me, when I think about what overwhelm is, it's when we are actually in a state of reaction. And it means that our current state of being is being affected by our surroundings and our environment and the things that are happening to us. We are in a state of things happening to us as opposed to us creating our circumstances. And so how do we get into overwhelm in the first place? I think that we get into overwhelm in the first place by being fearful. So usually overwhelm is a domino effect. It has the kind of quality of something happens and then something else happens and then something else happens. And what happens is we end up getting more fearful, tighter and gripping in our body over that period of time. And so when you're in a state of overwhelm, you kind of can't win because you end up, first of all, like I said, your physical being is actually tense and tight. And then if you try to do anything from tense and tight, you are going to be gripping at whatever that thing is. So, for instance, if something happens over here, let's say it's someone, you get some bad news or something. Okay, so something happens and you get some bad news, and then instead of just like taking the bad news, then you try to go and control it or manage it or do something to it in order for the status quo to stay the way it is. I think this happens a lot with loss. Like if you lost something, or like if, in business, it could be like, you get an email about something that's really unexpected and doesn't fit with your vision of what things are supposed to be like. Like maybe you lose a really big customer, or maybe an investor says you're not going to get the money that they thought they were going to give you. And there's lots of things that can throw you, right? And so what you do in that moment when you are thrown will determine how long you stay, or if you even go into an overwhelm cycle. So an overwhelm cycle is, like I said, it's kind of a domino effect. It's like as if you were going one thing and then reacting to another. And because you reacted to the first thing, it causes something else to happen. And my experience is that if you are in a state of overwhelm, so if you're spinning in a way, it's like a spinning, it's like a little mini tornado around you, and you're gripping and reaching and you're trying to control and manage things, right? And everything actually gets faster when you do that. So if you can think about a time that this has happened for you, I think it's happened for everyone. And you know what this feels like. It feels like everything is super out of control, and it makes you want to grip on tighter. So in my experience, and this is what I do for myself, is first of all, you have to get back to a place of having an open heart. You have to get back to the place of feeling your connection with something bigger or with yourself, like whatever, whether you believe in God or not, it doesn't really matter. It's more about the fact that you're connecting with something that knows that you're okay and everything is safe and everything's going to be okay, and that all the resources that you need are actually going to be provided, and that just general knowledge that you are okay. You have to get back to that place. And so sometimes it's really hard to get back to that place when things feel like they're not okay. So my experience is, you have to, number one, you have to walk away. Like whatever it is that you're spitting out about, you just need to stop. So if you're about to write a reactionary email or send off a fiery text message, or cancel something, or just yell at someone, or whatever it is that's sort of like the backlash or the reaction of that thing that just happened, you just have to stop. You just have to walk away and take a walk and take some deep breaths. And one of the things that I really recommend is that you switch gears into a gear of service when you get like this, because one of the best ways to get back to that open-hearted place that will help calm the overwhelm is by giving back to other people. So, for instance, a great method of getting out of overwhelm is to text 5 people that you know and ask them how they're doing and if you could do anything for them. It's like so hard to think that that's what you should do when you feel really scarce and you feel like, oh my God, but I have this thing that's happening. I don't have time for other people. It works, because what happens is you get back to that place of like, oh wow, things are okay. And not only are they okay, look, I am able to be of service to this other person, and I'm able to like connect with someone, and I can feel myself again. And in feeling myself again, I can feel the safety in the fact that everything is actually okay. And it gives me a few more beats to decide what I want to do about my situation. And in fact, there's a great it's a religious cartoon, but I kind of love it. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual, and it's a great little cartoon, and it's a picture of a little girl holding a little teddy bear, and then God in the form of Jesus is trying to take the teddy bear away from her, and she's saying, but God, I love it. And he's got like a giant teddy bear behind his back, and he says, just trust me. And I think that, when we become overwhelmed and we are operating from a place of fear, we actually don't trust that the universe has our back and that it's all for us. Meaning, if we don't trust the things to come in and out of our lives as it's meant to be, and we're always trying to control it, we actually don't allow in the more that is possible than we could have imagined. And I've seen this happen to me so many times where something that seems bad, like I have judged it as a bad thing, has happened. And then something even better comes out of it. And it's like, oh, wow, here I was willing to hold on to that second-rate thing when the universe really had this plan for me where I was going to have access to something even more. And so I would encourage you to keep your eyes open when something is shaken or it feels like things are out of control, because it's not for you to manage or fix. It's actually for you to open up and see what's there and see what is being asked of me right now. What am I being taught here? Right? So that's what I want to leave you with, overwhelm, today. And especially like the next time you're feeling super overwhelmed or like things are unmanageable, don't manage. Just reach out to like 5 people. And if you know me, you can reach out to me. And if you don't know me, you can find me on Facebook. But really, it's a beautiful trick. And if you can master this skill of not buying into massive overwhelm, number one, you will avoid creating a ton of wreckage in your life, right? Because what do we do when we react? We create a mess that we just have to go back and clean up. And it's a method of just getting back to peace. where you can move in creation as opposed to reaction. So that's today's video. Thanks for watching. And make sure that you sign up to see more videos from me if you're not on my mailing list.